An overall light week here in the world of Destiny as we work our way towards the end of the spring event, the Revelry. But that doesn't mean there aren't some things to talk about. What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and today is Thursday, May 2nd, 2019. Can you believe we're already in May? We're a month away from the next bit of content in the world of Destiny 2. And of course, we are here to cover this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Now, it's a very light week this week, but there were a couple of interesting things to talk about. First and foremost, did you catch the raid-along earlier this week? Oh, no, it wasn't really a raid-along, it was more of a ride-along of the Shattered Throne. For those who have never tuned into these, on Monday, we got to see some of the people behind the major dungeon in Destiny 2, the Shattered Throne. And man, it was fascinating. I was super excited about this particular ride-along because the Shattered Throne, of course, being the only dungeon in Destiny 2, came as a major surprise to most players. A bit of it was data mined before its official release, but when people got to jump in there for the first time, I can still remember the first day people figured out how to get in there, what was going on, and what an experience the Shattered Throne has been. So getting to get a look behind the scenes, underneath the hood a bit at how this entire environment, how this activity came about, was really, really interesting. We got to hear about how it was built, what the art design was like for it, getting a look at the boss design, how they came up with the lore and the bosses there, and we even got our very own special meme moment when the fire team got booted to orbit. Thanks to Deej. Big thanks for the new emote, Deej. But anyways, Guardians, you should definitely go check it out. The entire stream itself is about an hour and a half. And if you enjoy learning about the backstory of Destiny and how this stuff came together, it's definitely worth your time to go and check it out. Really fun. But anyways, moving on from there, the other big thing we've got to talk about for this week is, of course, the preview for patch update 2.2.2. That's right, it's that special time again. Next week on May 7th, Bungie will be deploying update 2.2.2. This update will include changes to the Spectral blades that they discussed a few weeks ago. We've got some changes and some nerfs coming in for that particular subclass, as well as a few other items. Here's a preview of what you can expect. They fixed an issue where the Dreaming City lore was not being awarded when completing an Ascendant challenge. They fixed an issue where Chaos Reach would not deal damage to affected enemies by other status effects, such as Thorn's Soul Devourer or Hunter Tethers. They fixed an issue where Warlocks were unable to blink after going through a portal. I do believe our very own Nim Plays is going to be very happy that they figured that one out. Next up is the one I'm sad about. They fixed an issue in which Combination Blow was unintentionally magnifying damage of Arc Staff super attacks. If you don't know, right now you can build up Combination Blow times 3, which gives you like a 180% melee damage boost in PvE, and if you build that up, then pop your super, that Combination Blow buff is actually magnifying the damage of your super, so you can just put out insane amounts of damage. Well, apparently that wasn't supposed to be a thing, so it will be getting patched by next week. Enjoy it out there in the Verdant Forest or in Gambit or whatever it is you're going to do with it. But then after that, they fixed an issue where the Iron Ruby shader was not dropping. The shader now has a chance to drop when dismantling Iron Banner gear. And there we go, that is the sneak peek at some of the changes coming in update 2.2.2, scheduled again for May 7th next week. Now, of course, the biggest thing there is, of course, going to be the Spectral Blades nerf. We talked about this in a previous TWAB video. If you'll remember, we actually covered these changes in depth. There's going to be all kinds of stuff like armor reductions while in your super, while you are invisible, and when you're not invisible. Your super duration is getting nerfed a little bit. And most importantly, in my opinion, the light melee attack that people use to travel all across the map in no time flat is going to be seeing an energy penalty when you're in your super now. It's going to cost you way more energy to use. All this stuff is going to be dropping in next week's patch. And if you'd like a bit more information, I'll leave a link to the TWAB video where we discuss this stuff in full down in the comment section below. So make sure all you hunters are prepared for that. But moving on, additionally, this is the last week of the spring event, the Revelry. It's going to be going away on May 7th as well when update 2.2.2 goes live. That's probably going to elicit a cheer from a lot of you out there who are maybe just a little bit sick of the skip grenade spam in PvP right now. But I, for one, am actually going to miss the Revelry. I have gotten way too used to the greatly reduced cooldowns thanks to the Reveler's tonic buff. And it's gotten to the point where when that buff runs out, I don't know what to do with myself in PvE. I just feel gross, like I can't throw grenades as much as I want to. So I know when this event is gone, I am really gonna miss being able to spam my abilities everywhere in the game. But in addition to that change, we've also got a very slight fix coming alongside that update. The Invitation of the Nine, which was, of course, glitched last week. There are no Vex for you to kill out on the Tangled Shore. That is going to be resolved in Update 2.2.2, meaning you will finally be able to get that invitation finished. Unfortunately, that does mean everybody is now a week behind on Invitations of the Nine. But if you were someone who was looking to complete the tower last week, you won't have to wait too much longer. Hopefully we didn't miss out on anything too good. Additionally, that same update is also when the Verdant Light Competitive Triumph is going to be seeing its fix as well. We talked a bit about this last week. It's the triumph that required you to generate orbs of light in game modes like Gambit that basically got deactivated. Now you can still complete this triumph by going and playing PvP and stuff like that. And what they've done is they've reduced the amount of orbs you needed to generate from like 200 to 20. Making it much more doable. So as long as you've gotten 20 orbs generated for Verdant Light Competitive, when next week's update goes live, you will auto-complete this triumph. So no worries there. But alright Guardians, that is pretty much it for all the biggest bits of news that came alongside this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog. But it's not the last thing we want to talk about. Movie of the Week saw a very special runner-up from our own Aura, who put together a fantastic Vooping montage of his favorite fusion rifle, the Erentil FR4. This dude's fusion rifle plays are absolutely insane, and we're super proud of our boy for making it onto this week's TWAB. Enjoy that emblem, brother. You have certainly earned it. Now, there's going to be a link to this montage in the description box below as well. Seriously, you owe it to yourself to go and watch this thing. If you're somebody who's sick of shotgun aping and you just don't know how to shut it down, go watch this video. Plus, it'll be a nice blast from the past with the excellent music choice. But alright Guardians, that is pretty much it for everything we wanted to cover in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. Now once again, it is worth noting that we are 1 month away from the next big drop, the Season of Opulence. And seeing as that's the case, we're probably going to be learning an awful lot about what's going to be dropping in that annual pass release very soon. Additionally, we've also got at least one more surprise here in the Season of the Drifter. There is one additional hidden exotic quest that is currently in the database. We've been able to data mine bits and pieces of it, but not quite a full picture of what we'll be doing and what we'll be getting for our trouble. So as we learn more about that, we'll be sure to keep you updated. But alright, that is it for this one, Guardians. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But alright, I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians stay frosty, and go show Aura some love.